Joining us now is Miri, director at the International Institute for Counterterrorism at Reichman University and a colonel in the Israel Defense Force Reserves. Thank you so much for being here with us. So day two of the truce, so far so good. Do you expect it to hold? Do we expect more hostages to be released? And what would constitute a breach of that truce, do you think?
We all want it. There's a difference between wanting, hoping, and expecting. I think that today it will hold. We'll definitely see more today. But as these things are happening, everything's so fragile. The pictures before that you showed very carefully of the way Hamas are picturing what's happening now are very disturbing. Those masked men, they continue to rule over the central south Gaza Strip. And I say that because they're holding the hostages as bargaining chips. When they do it in that way, you never know what can happen. I hope today we'll see more hostages. That also means the release of more prisoners that were sentenced, convicted, tried, and put in Israeli jails. And that's an additional picture, which is really hard to see. So I hope so, but I'm always wary of what could happen. Can I give another example?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Because, I mean, as we're sitting here today, right now, and you all think it's nice and quiet, but up north today, there was an infiltration. There was the trying an infiltration of a drone, an attack drone from Hezbollah from Lebanon. So it isn't that everything is quiet here right now. And as we go on, there was a different boat that was attacked in a ship, attacked in the Gulf at all, that they say was an Israeli-owned ship, meaning there's the hostages, but it's happening within a whole arena. And I can't disconnect from that. And it really makes it hard because something that happens very far away could have an impact on the hostages here.
Yeah. You mentioned drones as part of the agreement. Israel isn't supposed to be flying, surveillance drones. But how attentively and using what technology do you think are the Israelis trying to watch where the hostages are coming from?
Well, the issue of where the hostages are has been top issue from October 7th, and you use every kind of intelligence capability you have. You're going to use open sources. Maybe they post something. At the end, everybody's online, and those are the kind of things where if you're looking at it, maybe you'll see something. Remember that the Gaza Strip itself, 2.2 million people. That's exactly where Hamas hide. That's very urban, very built, very dense. So you're looking building by building where, and as we think that most of them are being held inside the underground tunnels, you're constantly looking for where the tunnels themselves are. You can do that with different types of things that are not flying over. It can be from eyes of people. We still have Israeli soldiers, certainly in the northern Gaza Strip, surrounding the area of the southern Gaza Strip. There are no drones there, but at least according to Israel itself, we've said that we also have satellites in the sky. You want to hope that they're using every kind of capability that we have to find out that information.
So I'm wondering what happens next. I mean, do you expect Hamas to drag this out further past the 4 days by releasing small groups of hostages?
Kim, isn't that what you would do if you were a terror organization? I say, as somebody who looks at them, I don't like being cynical, which is what in the middle of the night for you in the United States, but there is some cynicism when it comes to terror organizations. That's exactly what they want to do. They want to trickle them out. They did an unprecedented mass hostage attack. There isn't anything compared to it. So if you let out 10 a day, that's a good 24 day, but not that they're going to do that, but that's already almost a month. After a month, they've let all the hostages out. Israel has, in that sense, why are Israel going to continue to do anything against Hamas? But Hamas in this case, openly, I mean, they call for our destruction, and it's really challenging on what you do there. I do not believe that they will trickle them out. I think at some stage along the way, they are going to stop it, and that Israel will continue the military operation. The only reason they're doing it now is the combined effort of diplomacy, so important, with the military operation. Without the military operation, they wouldn't have done anything.
You talk about Israel restarting the military operation. I mean, the more time that goes by, the more international pressure grows for a permanent ceasefire. How much harder does it make it for Israel to restart the war?
You breathe in deep and you take that step, because if you want to allow Hamas to exist, you and me, people of the world, where not only do they do mass mega genocidal attacks and take this enormous amount of hostages and use them as cards, if you allow them to continue, they are going to have been shown as winning. And if they win, that's a new way of working, modus operandi, for terrorists worldwide. Nobody wants that. And in that sense, I do not see any way that Israel will not continue. I did a lot of negatives there. Israel will continue with this fight against the Hamas in the Gaza Strip, as we're fighting them both in the West Bank and in Lebanon. They're not only in the Gaza Strip, but they ruled there for so many years that what they've built there is incomprehensible, and these are things that need to be destroyed.
All right, I'll have to leave it there. I really appreciate having you on, Miri Eisen. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you.